Isabel Godey feels so good. She does not do the things that she should. She was going to the fair. Isabel Godey. She met a stranger there.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me today. As promised, for our records, we will be filming an inspection of the Faith Healer's spellbook. Now, I have my glasses on. For safety. Get some rubber gloves on for protection. What we don't want to do ever with objects of the supernatural is make direct physical contact with our flesh, if at all need be avoided. And I also want to protect my eyes because the membranes of the eyes are very susceptible. This was shipped to me from some fellow scientists in the United Kingdom who verified that this was indeed the book in question. And before I get started, I'd like to get my notes out. Distinct checklist of objects, maybe not objects, but written information, and we'd like to make sure is on record. This object was hand delivered and it was shipped with a courier, not through the post. The paper used to transport this object also helps shield myself from making direct contact. There's a clasp. so ancient it's literally falling apart at the seams. To give you a better idea of this book, it's very heavy indeed. See the leather binding of the book. It's tearing in the back. And it has two metal clasps. Holding it together. And gold emblazoned leafing on the edges. The spine of the book is very damaged, as you can see. Dust. I should have worn a mask. I might have it upside down. Yes, I do. It's very important not to lay it on the spine to damage the book further. Lay the clasps down. And you can see the clasps are so old that they're very worn. They barely hold it shut. The cover is literally falling off. And the pages are rotting. There are some photographs in this book of unspeakable evils that I would prefer not to share with you. They are so evil. The polarizing lenses in my glasses are shielding me from any maleficence from the pictures. And the authors, creators of this book, knew the potential dangers of allowing people who were not qualified to view this book, to see these lithographs and paintings, and they literally covered them with a tissue paper, to protect those whose eyes were not accustomed to looking at it. There is something in this book that I am intrigued to find. Here's another one. Tissue paper is not, over time, has been folded. And as I said, I would prefer not to share these pictures with you to protect you. There is something. There are maps to ancient worlds, forbidden lands, and here it is. Something I dearly wanted to share with you. Yes. My God. I don't know if you can truly see this, so I will tip the book towards you so you can see it just as I see it. A lock of hair. So much dust. This hair is at least, get an estimate. Oh. If I was to guess, the hair length of this lock of hair is at least 24 inches in length, graying at the tips, blondish brown near the root. I'm going to take a sample for study later. There's a loose one right here. Okay. And then we'll place it in this specimen jar. There we go. Turning my stomach, unbelievable. It's not uncommon to see a lock of hair from the sacrificed virgin that allowed this book to gain its forbidden powers. Now, I'm not a superstitious man. I'm not easily moved by things like this, but the sight of that, I can feel I'm literally repulsed by that object and what it represents. And it is, for all intents and purposes, nearly causing my gag reflex to give me a moment. Very troubled by that. This is a very, very complete report on the subject. I see there is a chapter. It's almost impossible to see, but it is marked with the dried blood of a victim. A victim that this book possessed. A young lady in medieval Scotland who lost her soul to gain the transformational powers given to creatures of the undead. These transformational powers allowed her to turn into animals in the field and to lay with them. And when she was captured, she refused to lie about what she had done. And her confession to the church at the time was a death sentence. And she was put to death for what we called then a witch. But she was the farthest thing from a Wiccan observer of nature magic. No, she was not a witch. She was a possessed soul. Possessed by demonic forces that were controlling and manipulating her, almost against her will. And for that, she not only lost her life, she also lost her eternal soul. This book is written. I'm having a hard time here. This is worse than I thought. Every page of this book is written in the blood of the misguided and the unfortunate. Deeds and acts so repugnant they don't need mention directly outside of the example that I'm giving you now of this poor young lady from Scotland whose name was Isabel Godie, Goudie. And Isabel passing in this book is but a mere page, just a mark off of many. I want to shield the eyes. Oh my God. Yes. The hem of a bride stolen on her wedding night. The silk garment cut from her wedding dress and stolen by the very evilest of demons and placed in this book her murder, a cause for celebration. Her clothing, her veil, her headpiece, a reason to elicit joy in the undead and demonic Nephilim from beneath the planet. The Nephilim from hell itself, bound to the planet by the creator of all the universe. Their rebellion as rulers of our planets in the early solar system, the time before Adam, caused this. And their being bound to the planet they worshipped made the Nephilim, the fallen angels, insane with jealousy towards the sons of Adam. And this jealousy, this envy, this rage is what drove them to place this book in the hands of common men to steal their souls, to commit atrocities and murders around the world, passing from one hand to another. I don't know how much further I can get. As I go forward in time, almost like a history of murder and deceit. A dried leaf from a tree where a fallen, seduced priest, a man of the cloth, was hung. This is all that is left. His story and this marking to color this book with his soul, his blood, and his life. Nobody is innocent. Another man. And it came to pass, while the lion spake these words unto the eagle, I saw, and behold, the head that remained, and the 4 wings appeared no more, and the 2 went unto it, and set themselves up to reign, and their kingdom was small and full of uproar. And I saw, and behold, they appeared no more, and the whole body of the eagle was burnt, so that the earth was in great fear. Then awakened I out of trouble and trance of my mind, and from great fear said unto my spirit, Lo, this hast thou done unto me, in that thou scourgest out the ways of the highest. Lo, yet I am weary in my mind, and very weak in my spirit, and little strength is there in me, for the great fear wherewith I was affrighted this night. Therefore will I now beseech the highest, that he will comfort me unto the end. That's a prediction. The eagle represents the United States. The lion represents the United Kingdom, and the four-winged demonic snake represents a future nation set to burn these two great nations down. Even in the most evil of books, the fate of mankind is written. As it is said in the Bible, it is said here. Now, this next part is a little shocking. These are the fraternity of the holders of the book. I don't think I can get this out. This is one of the leaders of the coven that the faith healer now runs. At the time photography took hold in the 1840s, there were hopes that photography would help them capture men's souls, which they found to be baseless. But the attempt was still made to capture men's souls using photography. Anything to please their great evil overlord. Even Jesus is represented in this book. And fallen shepherd. Which is the intent. Another victim's name written on a placard. As old as this paper is, and it is very old. Look at the shine and the gloss on this paper. Stamped, not printed, stamped. This book, the only visible blood I can see, literally jumping from the page, is a blood smear on the page of Isabel Goldie. I think that's the one we're searching for. I think it's her spirit. Most definitely her spirit. dead is loosed upon the world. It's amazing, isn't it? Preserved forever. A leaf so gingerly placed. Such an innocent object. Over 150 years old. Totally preserved inside the bowels of this most evil book. The scarf of the victim. Her undergarment. A silky scarf cutting from the first victim of Jack the Ripper. We're definitely dealing with the demon spirit. Of someone who wants revenge. The faith healer must be stopped. I don't think I can do it. I just don't think I can do it. Oh, the shivers up my spine. Goosebumps all over my body. I don't even feel right touching this. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. I've had enough. That's enough. Good enough until boys from archives can come and deal with it. I don't usually like to sound melancholy or defeatist. But these records aren't just for me, the records that I make are for future researchers scientists and government officials to know what kind of work we did today in 1947. As I finish my report, this is a moment of truth. Though we have taken this dreaded Necronomicon away from the faith healer, and though we know in 1947 we're due to have a confrontation with him, what I've read that I didn't share with you is that I have to go for the first time into the future to stop the loose demon that sprang from this book, brought back to the prime material plane by the faith healer. That person is in the future. Something I've never done before. And God forgive me, whatever happens, happens. But I'm on my way to the year 2011. April Fool's Day, 2011. I hope you'll join me in this search. And God be with you in your travels. And I wish for all of you to have a most blessed day. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.